I actually have this session almost every year. This is like the third time I'm having this a session of this nature with all of you, such that we keep ourselves informed of what is happening in the world of AI and how uh, how you can use the AI to be able mouse to be able to help you in the learning process. And when are the situations in which when you use AI, it actually becomes problematic and it puts you in a very difficult situation with your course coordinators or lecturers. So the reason as to why we have it continuously is because the rate at which uh, artificial intelligence technologies are emerging is also very, very rapid. And that means that when you have this discussion today, after a few months down the road, things could actually be different. Okay, so that means that it is always very important to keep engaging, to keep sharing, perspectives, because actually um, what drives the discussions are usually the emerging perspectives because of the emerging technologies that are emerging out of AI. So I'll go through the basics. Um, Most of you have heard the word AI before, or if you're hearing it for the first time, it stands for artificial intelligence. Usually, I, I simplify it in a manner that AI is basically like having a helper around you. That helper can be uh, a professor. That that helper can be uh, a writer. That helper can be a poet. That that helper can be a musician. Uh, anything that you think of about, if for example you need a helper who can help you in doing all the things AI can do. So basically, with AI, you have you have a tool that can help you carry out difficult tasks that you would otherwise not would have that you could not have carried out. Okay, so it's basically computer uh, systems that are able to carry out functions that would have required the human intelligence. So you have machines that display intelligence, learning, adaptability, and decision making that is akin to what a trained person would have done. A trained teacher, a trained researcher, a trained music composer, a trained artist.
Okay.
That's what you have there. So AI is changing the way things are done uh, across different sectors, whether it is education, health, whether it is research, whether it is the music industry, whether any software, engineering, computing, or computer science, every area, even agriculture, you have AI. AI is basically changing the way things are actually being done. So that means that us being an education institution, we are also impacted by AI. Okay, even you in your workplace, if you're not using AI at this moment, then you are behind. Whether you are a project coordinator, whether you are a project manager, whether you are a nurse in the ward, whether you're a clinic officer, in one way or the other, by now you should be having an AI tool that helps you to carry out your daily activities. And in that regard, therefore, as an institution, we actually integrate AI into the things that we do at Restore. We use AI for many things that I cannot mention at the moment. The AI tools that most likely you'll be using or that you have been using. ChatGPT is the commonest because it is basically what sparked the wave of AI revolution. We're actually having an AI revolution happening. If you didn't know about it, we have an AI revolution. So, and that AI revolution was sparked by what is basically called OpenAI. So OpenAI is the company that has ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT is a generative artificial intelligence tool that you can use or that you have been using. So if you don't know how to use it, you just type in your browser, type or Google ChatGPT, and then you will see links there. This is what you will basically see. So you can type whatever you want there. You can ask ChatGPT a question to give you a response. That's why we call it generative AI. It generates content. That content can be in the form of text. That content can be in the form of images. It can be voices. It can be a number of what? A number of output. Okay, the output that you get when you put messages into ChatGPT. Putting messages into ChatGPT is what we call prompting. When you write a prompt, that is, you're inputting messages into ChatGPT or into an AI tool. That is what we call prompt writing. Okay, so when I write define science here, where you see message ChatGPT, if I say define science, that define science is a prompt. The action is called prompt writing. So that is an important skill that you need to know, how to write prompts. Okay, because we have what we call garbage in, garbage out. If you don't ask the right question, you get fake responses from ChatGPT. So you need to know how to write prompts. To another AI tool, DeepSeek. DeepSeek was there some time back, just a few months back, but it wasn't that serious until 2 weeks ago, if I'm to remember well, when DeepSeek caused a great disruption. A great disruption. What was that disruption? DeepSeek is made by, or is a Chinese AI tool. It is the Chinese that made it. So OpenAI is an American organization, whereas DeepSeek is a Chinese AI company. So the disruption that DeepSeek had was that it was built using very little money compared to OpenAI. The meaning of that was that DeepSeek had capabilities that are similar or even more superior to what OpenAI or ChatGPT had, and yet they used little money to make it. So that caused many companies, AI companies in the US, to lose value. The stock value decreased tremendously. So in millions of US dollars, the companies, their share, their stock value actually decreased because of DeepSeek. So DeepSeek is open, is free for use, Whereas OpenAI, that is ChatGPT, it has levels. You can use it for free, but you can also have where you pay and then access more premium features. Okay, so that's the difference. So you have something that is for free but performs better or at the same level with something that is paid for. So that causes a disruption. And on that day, I tried actually using DeepSeek. It was very hard to use it because many people were actually running towards it, and the things they get overwhelmed. But eventually, I was able to use it. The unique thing with it is that it gives you the reasoning behind the things that it is giving you. Okay, so if, for example, you ask the question, what business can I start in South Sudan? It will not tell you that you start baking. It will not tell you you start a school. No, it will start by giving you the reasoning behind the business that it will give you. Okay, so the thinking. If you go back here, you see with ChatGPT there is a search. It means that ChatGPT will search the internet for the things that you're looking for, and then there is a reason. That reason actually came after DeepSeek. So DeepSeek came with that ability of the AI to do the thinking, the reasoning, before it gives you the answer. Okay? So that was a plus there. So by the time it tells you that you start agriculture, it would have told you, okay, I'm thinking about this, but this can't work because of ABCD, but you can do this, and this is what can work because I think like this. So it's like basically you have a consultant in front of you telling you the things that you can do with if you use that prompt that I've just used as an example. Okay, so you can access DeepSeek as through the web. That is through the same way you use you can use ChatGPT through the browser. ChatGPT is also accessible as an app. The same thing you can see here, get the DeepSeek app. That means you can have it as an app there. Okay, so deepseek.com, you can access there and see how artificial intelligence is changing the way we interact with content. Gemini, actually Gemini was bad, what we call Google bad. So the Gemini, the name came. It used to be called Google Bard, BARD, and then it was converted to Gemini. So Gemini is also another AI tool that you can use for different users. Still, basically, like it has capabilities like those of ChatGPT. But specifically, what I like about Gemini is that it is very good with images, interpretation of images. Okay, so for example, if you have a process of, let us say you have menstruation, a picture of how menstruation happens, the different hormones coming in and things like that, but you have the picture, you can take the picture of that process and then put it in Gemini, and Gemini will explain to you what that cycle is. So it is very good with images. Sometimes with the ChatGPT, pasting an image there is a problem. But I think you can basically upload it. But I get difficulties using it. So when I use Gemini for images, maybe explaining what an image is or interpreting whatever it is, Gemini is usually much more better. Okay, so the point here is that every AI tool has strong points, their strong points, and also their weak points. And you as students, you need to be able to identify those points. If I use ChatGPT, the responses that I get, are they the best responses or not? And this will take us to a discussion that we shall have shortly about your role as a student when using these AI tools. Is that you should be having an eye that can evaluate the content that AI tools give you, and you should be able to make the appropriate judgment about this content. And that is what will basically make you AI literate. Okay. We have Copilot as another AI tool. Copilot is just within your computer. Most of the computers that you have, if you're not having a Mac, you're having a Windows computer. The Lenovo's, the Toshibas, the Dells, Acer, whatever. If you're not having a MacBook, you're having the Windows computers or laptops. Usually, with those computers, they come with Microsoft Edge as the browser installed already. You don't need to install it. So when you go to that browser, Microsoft Edge browser, on the top right hand side, you will see that green, yellow, I think that is what is that, purplish or reddish. You see that icon there. When you click on it, that's what you will see. And then you say message chat, message Copilot, message Copilot, and then you type there your message, and then you see what you'll get. So this was my message here. What is M23 doing in Congo? That was my question. So the response was that M23 rebel group backed by Rwanda has been actively advancing in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. That one there, that is a reference. So if I click on it, it takes me to a link that has the full story. Recently, they captured the capital of Goma and are now moving south towards Bukavu, the capital of South Kivu province. Another reference there. If I click on it, I should be able to get it. The same thing continues. So everywhere you see that, it means there is a reference. It is a link. So you can click on it, and so that means that Copilot is different from ChatGPT and Gemini because of the fact that for it gives you the references. Okay? The only thing is that it does not give you the reference in the format that you want. Okay? It doesn't give the author and the year format, what we commonly use in academics, in academic writing. If the institution, actually for us we use Harvard writing style, referencing style. So, but at least you have a starting point. Now, the things that I've just been talking about are generic tools. When I said generic tools, I'm meaning tools that you can use for general functions, defining a word, telling the ChatGPT to summarize some content, to write some content for you, to improve some of your work. These are generic, they are generic functions. But we have AI tools that are highly specialized, that are used for specific functions. And in here, I cite a few examples that are used specifically for research. So they are there, about 5 of them. What are they used for? They're used for accessing literature, summarizing the key points from research papers, can also help you with qualitative data analysis. So that means that even in your research, you have AI tools that can really help you. We have AI tools for referencing. We have AI tools that can help you in retrieving information that you have read or even summarizing. You can have a very large research paper, long research paper, and then you have an AI tool that will summarize it for you in one page. So we have all these AI tools that can do that. We also have AI tools for writing. Forget about ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot for a moment. But we also have others that are very good for writing. I'll take you through what we call Grammarly. Grammarly has actually been around for some good time. What is it used for? It is used for improving your writing, whether it is grammar, sentence structure, punctuation, and things like that. Grammarly is used for those functions. But also, and then also one major function for Grammarly is for what we call plagiarism detection. It detects whether the work that you have in your assignment is work that you copied from somewhere and transplanted it. You got it the way it was and put it in your assignment, and you're saying it is your work. So Grammarly helps in detecting plagiarism. And these days, for purposes of emphasis, Grammarly helps in detecting AI-generated text. Okay, helps in detecting AI-generated text. That means that if you went to ChatGPT, if you went to Gemini, if you went wherever you went and got content and put it in your assignment, Grammarly can be able to tell us that this work, 80% of it is AI generated. Okay, so like the image that you have on your right, you should be able to see that there is 20% of your text has patterns that resemble AI text. Okay, so this is to tell you that there are also AI tools that can be used to detect AI content. But again, we have AI tools that can help to make the content not to look like AI content. I guess that is very clear. It's like you know that there is a thief, but someone is there to make the thief not to appear like a thief. That's what these AI tools are all about. So you have an AI tool that can allow you to make AI content not to look like this AI content. But you also have AI tools that can show you that this is AI content. Again, the truth of the matter is that it is not very exact to say that you will always be very certain that this work is AI generated. And that's why these percentages are always there. And that has very serious implications on how we look at your work at Risto. When you submit your work to us, the interpretations can be varied. Okay. So far, we have seen a number of uses of AI in education, from explaining concepts to you as the student, to helping the tutors with making sure that the work is actually organized, so it helps in reducing the workload. You can do research using AI. You can do data analysis using AI. You can also personalize content using AI. So basically, AI is good to use in your academics. Even in your research. Difficult tasks that can be very difficult for you to carry out become very easy. For example, you can have tools that help you with literature review, like what we have seen, even modifying some of the research topics, or even suggesting research topics. Many things. AI can also help you in improving your writing, the punctuation, sentence structure, the proper academic writing style. It can help you. It can actually generate citations, but remember that some of the citations can be fake. AI can generate for you fake citations. So it can help in summarizing work. If you have a textbook in front of you, AI tool can help you in summarizing any of the chapters of that textbook. Basically, if you use the right prompt, if you use the right prompt, and that's why prompt writing is very important, and we shall look at it tomorrow. So if you have the right prompt, a chapter that is, let us say, 50 pages can be summarized to you in 3 pages, and you are good to go. So summarization can be done. Okay, so you can use it in any activity, whether it is you being interested in learning, whether it is you interested in doing certain research about a problem that you have in front of you, whether it is about solving a day a day-to-day life scenario, or whether it is about evaluating a particular business idea that you have, AI can be used in every area, every aspect. Okay, so whether it is in research, whether it is in academic writing for your courseworks and things like that, you can use AI. But of course, the rules of engagement are very important. The rules of engagement, how you use AI for your assignments or coursework. You have to abide by the rules. Okay, that's quite important. And at the end of this series, I'll basically have time and go through the Restore Institute AI policies. Okay. So researchers and publishers are using AI, lecturers are using AI, students are using AI almost everywhere. Challenge is that it comes with its own limitations, issues to do with biases, issues to do with people delegating their thinking to AI. It's one of the problems of the .com era, that people are not thinking, they're using the internet to think for them. Okay, so that's a challenge. But definitely, if you use it right, it increases your productivity. You're able to get more funding. You're able to have more research output. Peer reviewers can easily do their work. You can easily proofread work. You can easily identify errors. All the things can be done using AI. Okay, so that means that AI is very significant. It changes the way we do research, the way we teach, the way we learn, the way we interact with colleagues, with peers, and things like that. The challenges, like I said, if you over automate, people forget how to write properly because the process is automated. That's a challenge. People don't think because the AI will do the thinking for them. People don't brainstorm well because the AI can actually brainstorm. But of course, we have challenges to do with data manipulation and inaccuracies that can happen. Not everything that comes out of AI is gold basically. Like I said, garbage in, garbage out. We also have AI tools hallucinating, not giving you what you would expect it to give you. So be aware of that. But again, we have issues to do with academic integrity when it comes to with the use of AI. That is an ethical issue that we have there. Academic integrity, when you say that this is my work, when the work is actually AI generated. When you use data in an AI tool but you don't have the right permissions for using that data in an AI tool. If you are going to do data analysis and you're going to enter that data into an AI tool, that is another ethical issue. And the war these days is on data. TikTok was closed in the US because the Americans didn't know where that data is being kept and what is it being used for. That's why they closed TikTok in the US. It's because of security concerns. Okay? So the AI tool that you're feeding with data, how secure is that data? Do you have the authorization or the permission to actually share that data with the AI tool? So that means that if you're going to use AI tool, use it ethically and use it responsibly. Okay, don't misuse AI. So generally, AI is very helpful in our academic life, whether you are a student, whether you are a lecturer, whether you are a accomplished researcher, whether you are a person working in an organization. AI will always be very, very important. Okay, you always use it, and that's why at Risto we don't want to hide the things from you. We explain them such that you understand that, okay, if I want to come up with a table for this, that I can use an AI tool to come up with this table. What AI tools are there in Excel? How can AI make my report, my end of month report better, such that you become AI literate? Okay, we don't want to train people who don't know how to use AI. And that's why at Risto we do not prohibit you from using AI. The only challenge comes in if you over rely on AI and you stop thinking. The point here is that we want you to think, understand the context, understand the content, explain the concepts well. And then when you use AI, it enhances your understanding of what you are learning. Okay? We do not encourage you using AI for purposes of cheating. we want you to use AI for purposes of learning, because eventually we will catch up with you when you don't use AI the right way. When you make all these assignments, you call these courseworks, in the process of you presenting, we'll ask you questions related to what you have. Because you use AI and you don't think through what you have, you'll be trapped. And that means that that AI content will not actually help you pass. And that's why we are emphasizing the fact that don't use AI as a tool for cheating. Don't use it as a tool for cheating, because you mean that is it possible to share the AI tools and their function. Use an AI to get the tools that you want and their function. I guess that's the best answer. Use AI to list for you the best AI tools that you can use and their functions. I've done my part. Okay, so the hallmark is that you need to be AI literate. You need to be able to use AI in your work, at work, in your professional development, in all aspects, but also be aware of the limitations of AI. That means that you need to be able to evaluate and make decisions on whether this AI is actually right or not. But if you use AI, you also need to deliberately tell us that I've used AI for this function and this is how I've used it. Further discussions in that area will come when we look at our policy. For now, that marks the end of this session, unless you have any questions.